Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Shocking. No, it's utterly shocking. I mean, our studio Leica is based in the armpit of the Pacific Northwest of America, and we work in a crummy warehouse. And it took us 5 years to make this movie in stop motion. We work on these raggedy stages, and so just even to be considered as some of the finest storytellers in the medium, it's an incredible honor. But for us to actually win, it's just I still can't believe it's shocking. I'm holding on to this like grim death. I'm afraid someone's going to take it away from me.
Where did the idea for the film come from? It's got so many different influences and so many different things you drew upon.
Well, in the end, it becomes we become like magpies drawing from our own experiences. The original idea for the film came from our character designer Shannon Tyndall, who had this idea of a big sweeping stop motion samurai epic. And as we started to develop the story, we really started kind of every story artist, every writer who was part of the project, and all the animators and the producers really started kind of pouring our own experiences, because fundamentally it's about childhood. And the thing that really that I gravitated toward the project was because at the core for me it was a story about mothers and their sons, and specifically about my mother and me. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I try to it unlocked everything for me, and that's what I try to pour into the movie.
When you're making a stop-motion movie, and as you say, it takes 5 years to make movies like this, then you have to know right at the beginning, this is a movie you want to make. Yeah. You don't want to get 2.5 years in and then go, oh, maybe not.
Right.
So what was the process of deciding to push the button on this one?
Our process is, because we're an independent animation house, we have to be very mindful of how we're using our resources. So for the first couple of years, there's only a handful of us working on it, and it really is more of a live action model where we don't find the story in boards. We actually hone in on the script, the story, the characters, the theme, and it's only when we really lock down and say, okay, this is a shooting script, that we start unlocking storyboards and designs and start building the stages and the puppets and everything else. So it really is a very disciplined affair. But in the end, when we pull the trigger, when we give it the green light to move forward, we absolutely know the film that we're going to make.
Are you overlapping with other movies that you're making it like at the same time?
Yeah. In fact, when we were shooting Paranorman, our second film, 7 years ago, it was 6 years ago, we started to develop this project. Okay. So we're always overlapping these things with the idea that hopefully we can get these things to come out more frequently, because it takes a long time.
A long time. Yes, please, Natalie.
Hi, congratulations
on
your award. It's Natalie from Bauer. I wanted to ask how it feels to have taken down, what were potentially the favourites in this category. So it's 3 Disney Pixar films that you took out to win.
Taken down, is that what you put it? All right, I'll take that.
You stopped their emotion. I think that's
well, as I said, it's utterly shocking. I really didn't think we had a chance. I mean, we definitely are the David to their Goliath in this situation. And they made wonderful films. I mean, every single one of those films is beautiful. And so it was, it's an honor for us to even be in that same category. But at the same time, we recognize that we're a small studio. And so for us to actually win this award, clearly the British Academy has great taste. So hats off. But no, it's a real thrill, and we're honored to be here. So thank you.
Russell?
Russell from Red Carpet News,
hey,
and
Russell.
we do have exceedingly good taste. We love the film.
Thanks.
I think the obvious question, what for you is the vital importance of preserving the tactile quality of traditional animation in an increasingly digitized genre?
Well, I think it's not just in film, it's kind of the world over, where things that used to be done by a human hand is now being done by a machine. And obviously there's great things that come with technological advancements, but I still think that there is something incredible and beautiful about something that's made by an artist's hand. And so when you look at cinema, a lot of the techniques that we're using on Kubo and in all of our films I'll go back to the dawn of cinema, go back to when film was in its infancy, when a lot of the earliest filmmakers were magicians who were giving everything a dusting of magic. And I think that when you see these things that are brought to life by an artist's hands, and it comes to life on screen as if it has an inner life, I think that's movie magic. That's, to me, even when I'm animating something and I see it spring to life at the end of a shot, it's almost as if I was just a conduit to make it happen. And so I really think it's a magical thing. There's something that's just beautiful and charming and fundamentally human about something that's been brought to life by an artist's hands, and it really can't be captured in any other way.
Any more questions for Travis? If not, I will ask one last thing. While you're over here in the UK, are you heading up to Aardman? Is there a collaboration between the two studios at any point?
There's not a collaboration, but we share friends in common. We are kindred spirits. I know those guys very well, and I view this as a victory for stop motion, so we can all share in that.
And what is next for Leica?
We're working on our next project right now. We're knee-deep in production. Our next film comes out sometime next year, and we're about to put our next film into pre-production right now. So we're busy. We're keeping the wheels turning.
I shall need to get back to it. Please give it up once again. Travis Knight, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!